Hello everybody and a very good afternoon, good morning, welcome back to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby, thanks for joining us at the start of a brand new week, day 4 of our 12 days of Craftmas, where we're not only bringing you gifts but we're also bringing you a masterclass a day. Before we get into today's masterclass, I must just remind you that there's plenty of reasons to be shopping. Today, we spun the wheel. I let Jan do it today. Can you believe?
What? What?
I knew.
What?
I knew.
Let me get this right. I was told categorically, do not go near the wheel, Sara. You can't touch the wheel. Oh my word, Sara's moving towards the wheel. Get her away from the wheel. 3 days in. Oh, Jan, come and have a spin. Are you actually freaking kidding me, Moseby?
No, what it was, oh my gosh, what it was is that
What it was? How? Let me get it. Someone get him a shovel, guys. He's going to need one.
No, what it was is I haven't worked with Jan for probably like about 5 or 6 months, so I thought it was like a nice touch to say, come on, Jan, you come in and have a little spin. I work with you nearly every day, Sara, you know, not that it's not special when we work together. The silence is deafening, isn't it? Anyway, Jan...
So how did Jan's wheel spinning turn out for everyone?
It turned out really well, actually, because she's managed to bank triple points for everybody, Sara, today.
Triple points today?
Yes.
Do you know what? I have been like knee-deep in meetings all day. I have not seen the note go around about what today's spin was. Oh, well, fair enough. I'll let her have that one. That's worked out quite canny for everyone. So it's on everything across the whole website.
Well, yeah, man, it's proper canny for everyone across the whole website, like, yeah, across the whole website, across all the shows. So it's a great day, not only to be shopping with the shows, but also to be thinking about all those bits and pieces that you need, craft room essentials that you need to stock up on. You may as well bag them today, and you may as well pick up triple points up until midnight, wherever you are. And again, tomorrow, we will spin the wheel. I better go back to spinning it myself, otherwise there'll be more trouble. We are, though, getting ready for a masterclass, Sara, and I have a funny feeling we know what this is going to be on. But what are you going to be masterclassing us on today? Okay,
so this is my favourite topic, and I know loads of you have been like eagerly awaiting this. And yes, this is just us filling in a couple of minutes at the start of the show to give all of those last-minute stragglers a little bit of time to get in. Can I just say, this is the show you've been waiting for. I was here launching the whole 12 days of Craftsmas on Friday, and I did say to everybody then I would be doing a full masterclass this afternoon on box making, and to get your requests in early. Ben has already got a list a mile long of stuff people would want to see, as long as you ram. This was not a mile. I've got a long one. And I'm taking requests live as well. So literally I have every type of paper out in front of me ready that I can kind of pull on and do this. If there's something you want to see, I'm going to endeavour to troubleshoot as many of those things as possible. I even started troubleshooting a little bit on Friday, and people were like, oh my word, I didn't realise that's how it worked. That's so much better. Whatever you want to see, guys, I'm here for it. Bear in mind, it's only 2 hours, so I probably won't get through absolutely everything, but I'm going to try and see that if I see a few common themes coming up, I'm going to try and focus on those. Well,
I've got a few, as I say, because we were chatting about this on Friday when Sara and I were in, so I've got a few kind of suggestions straight off the bat. But yes, get in your comments, your questions, your requests, anything you want to see, do it as early as possible. Then that gives us more opportunity to get in and show as many different things as we can. Susie's on the socials today, so we know we're going to get those comments nice and quick. Gail's already in from Maryland, Carletta from Arkansas, Lynn's in, the hashtag Go Live Granny, Marianne Rosie from Edmonton, Eleanor Fleck in Pennsylvania, Jean F in San Diego, and hi to Sandra Dundas, who says hi Sara, Ben, and all my crafty chatty chums. So yes, we're going to start off with the Ultimate Pro. All of these deals, by the way, you'll be able to see on the show, shop the day, everything you need right there. This deal is incredible, and this is an item that you're going to be seeing Sara use, I would have thought, many times over the course of this show.
Can I put a request in?
Yeah.
So you know how it says Ultimate Pro with free boxer board?
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, that can't be right, because it says you save £31.97 or $40.
Yeah.
You don't. You get, because I've just read it.
I know, I was just about to get onto that.
A boxer board, some Centura Pearl Snow White, some A3 printable silver card pack, and an extra strong permanent glue tape pen. So can we say like, and others,
and all that stuff?
Yeah. Someone's going to work on that for me now. I just feel like that's like, we're underselling it, guys. You actually get loads of other stuff on there, which I'm going to be using.
Yeah. So all of the loads of the other stuff I was just about to tell you about, you're going to get as well. So that's the £31.97 or £40.93, because that's the price you would be paying for your Ultimate, but you're getting all of the extras included in there as well. And this is, Sara, the Ultimate Pro. And I know, again, this is the question that will come up, because we've got a US and a UK version here, and this is always like a question that comes up, what's the difference? So maybe we can tackle that from the top. But this is a bit of kit, right, that you're going to be able to score with, you're going to be able to do your box making with, you're going to measure with, you're going to trim with, you're going to embellish with. I mean, it is literally like a little portable craft room on its own, this, isn't it?
That is exactly how we designed it, and we've sold over 250,000 of those products. Now, if you haven't been with me for like 18 years, let me just kind of talk you through the history and how we got to this all singing, all dancing, unbelievable bit of kit, right? So I started off 18 years ago where I designed the wooden enveloper. So that was the very first product I invented. My dad's an engineer, he helped me work on it. So we designed the enveloper, and it was back in the day, there were all these scoring tools that folded. So a little bit like this side of the Ultimate does. There was loads of people out there doing these, whereby you take a sheet of cardstock and it'll tell you score it on this line for the half fold, this line for a tri-fold, this line for a gate fold, and that would fold your card. What you couldn't do is then make the envelope to match the card. You had to buy the envelope. So that's where we came up with the idea of coming out with the enveloper, and the enveloper moves everything to 45 degrees so that you can do the scoring. And my dad worked out how we did that. It was revolutionary for its time. We have a patent on that now across the UK, Europe, North America, loads of other territories worldwide, and that is the product that really put me on the map, the enveloper, okay? Now, at the time when I first designed it, we designed it to do... There we go, look.
As if by magic. You're welcome.
So the enveloper, and we designed it to do all these standard sizes of envelopes, okay? Off the back of that, I then brought out our own version of a card folding board, our own version of a box scoring board. And then a couple of years on, I was like, do you know what? Instead of having all these separate tools, if we just had one tool that had all of these different scoring boards built in, because every card maker out there needs all of these tools. Yeah. So if I just show you on the Ultimate, okay? This first side here, this is your card folding board. So you would take a sheet of A4 cardstock, you'd rest it against the top. If you want to score it in half, you'd use the half fold line. You want to score it into a square, you'd use the square fold line. Tri-fold cards, gate fold cards for your A4 and A5 cardstock, right? That does 27 different styles of cards, okay? We're not doing card making masterclass today, we're doing a box making one, but I do have, there's an amazing USB out there that we do that has card making, all those 27 different styles of cards and more, right? Now, on this side under here, this is the enveloper in its original form with a few bells and whistles. So this does, can you see, you've got the A all the way down to G, strategically placed lines and a little step on here. And that's because you can do all of your standard size envelopes either as a flat envelope or a small gusseted envelope, right? That's what this does. Then we've got all of these, which are these are the bells and whistles I was talking about. So on the flap of your envelope, you can do a little bit of scoring to make it look fancy. Yep. These are all of your decorative embossing on here. These are for tying your bows. Yes. So you put your little bow making pegs in and you can tie your bow. You know, you see people, there was a separate bow maker product out all those years ago. Yeah. You would put your little pegs in. We built one into this. Now, because it's an all singing, all dancing, we put all the extra tools you could need as well. So for example, on here, you have all of your, this is your box making on here. Yeah. So I don't know if you can see that there, but it says box lid, and then on this side it says box base as well. It will make your lid and your base of your box so that the lid fits, you know, with every box your lid needs to fit over the base, right? That's what I'm going to teach you how to do on this. Okay. These are for loads of decorative embossing on them. All of these are for your pop-out cards and your K cards. You've got the different shapes. This is upside down here, but you'll see you've got like your archway, your different shapes on there. Then everything you need comes included inside. So for example, this is your paper trimmer. So you've got your paper trimmer on here. Your little cutter would just protrude from the edge there, right? So you've got that there. Your paper trimmer hinges. You pop your paper under, you've got your measurements in inches and then centimetres here, and you can do that perfect cut. So there's your paper trimmer included. You've also got full instructions to go with this, and it literally talks you. Here's the 10 functions. Card making, bow maker, box maker, envelope, pop-out and cake cards, decorative embossing, paper trimmer, storage compartment, accessories. You've got the 3D envelope box creator. All of those different functions are all covered over the pages here. Plus, because this has been out for like nearly 15 years, well, 2008, so it is 15 years.
Yeah, 15 years, yeah.
15 years this has been out. You've got to remember there are hundreds of thousands of videos on YouTube of me teaching you things, and of these hundreds of thousands of customers all over the world that have it, them teaching you how to do things. So this is one of those products that is really well supported. Really is. How many products in the craft industry have been selling and still sell well today 15 years
Very
later?
true.
And this is literally one of the core items. So if you don't already own it, I can tell you it is the most. By the end of today, bear in mind we're only looking at the box making, and box making is one of 10 tools. You'll get a feel for just how much you can do, right? Now, I do just want to touch on the fact that we do 2 versions of the Ultimate. So the one that is on here is what we call our metric version. And that's because here in the UK, if I just take a sheet of this out, right? We work with A4 cardstock. It's the same if you're in Europe, it's the same if you're in Canada. We are working with A4 size cardstock. Now, A4 is just a little bit less than 12 inches and a little bit wider than 8 inches, right? Now, turns out in America, you have a whole different card size that's almost the same, but not quite, and that's your US letter size. So US letter size cardstock is a sheet of A4, right? Now, your US letter size is a little bit, not quite as tall, so a little bit shorter and a little bit wider, right? Because whereas ours is 8 1/4 inches, yours is 8 1/2.
Okay.
And whereas ours is nearly 12, yours is 11 1/2.
Yeah.
Right? So, but the thing is, if that's a half fold line based on 297 millimetres, and you put a sheet of US letter size cardstock on there and score at the halfway line, your US letter size cardstock isn't 297 millimetres, it's 11 1/2 inches. So we had to do a second version of the Ultimate to sell across America. And that meant that it works with all of your US letter size cardstock. So when we're here in the UK and in Europe and in Canada and Australia and actually anywhere in the world, we sell the metric version, which is the one that is on your screens now, okay? If you are shopping in America, you have a choice to make.
Yes.
You're either going to buy the metric version, and what I want you to ask yourself is, what do I fold the most of? Do I buy most of my cardstock from Crafters Companion or other companies in Europe or Canada or whatever, where I'm buying A4 size cardstock? Or do you go to Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, all the places in America and buy your cardstock in US letter size? If it is, you want the Imperial version, right? And it was clearly marked up. We don't sell the Imperial version across the rest of Europe, so it's only people watching this now in the US who will be looking on the website. You'll be looking at 2 versions, an metric and an Imperial. And I want you to decide, am I folding US letter size cardstock or am I folding A4? If you're a huge shopper here at Crafters Companion, you probably buy most of your cardstock from us. You are therefore going to be wanting the one that I'm going to be demonstrating with today. If you find you use US letter size, get yourself the Imperial one. It's the same price, the same deal that we've got on there, and you're just going to use your US letter. I'm going to do everything in A4 today, so that because that's the cardstock that we sell here and that everybody else in the world can follow, but it's the same technique if you're doing it with the Imperial. Does that make sense?
It certainly blooming does. And look at that, a bit of a flash tour all around the Ultimate Pro, done in about 5 minutes, which is brilliant. Get the questions in. As I've said, we will do as many requested questions as we possibly can. So the quicker you get them in, the better, really. But we've already got loads coming from Friday. Jen's joined us, and Lois, and also Jane Quayle, who says, I'm looking forward to this masterclass. Shall we have a look and start with some of the requests that we've had come in? And Karen H messaged in to ask about box making with the Ultimate Pro. So can we look into that first of all with you, Sara?
So we're going to do some basic box making with the Ultimate Pro.
Yeah.
100%. Before we start, so when I was on air on Friday, who's watching now? Who was here on Friday? Let us know in the comments. I was here. Ben was here. We were all here on Friday. I'm going to let you go to Ben with his waving his hand as well. No, we're not going to go to Ben.
Not going to go to me?
No.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. I was like, I'll just wait for Ben to wait. So Ben was here, I was here, and a lot of you guys were here, and we were tasting Craig's homemade mince pies.
Oh, yes.
And I said that I was going to bake this weekend.
Oh, yes.
I've actually already baked Ben's Christmas cake.
Susie was here as well, by the way.
So Susie was here. Hi, Susie.
Yeah, hi, Susie.
So I've made Ben's Christmas cake,
Oh,
and I have
yes.
it in my hand, ready to deliver. I just made you a little one. Well, I mean, it's not that little, is it, though? Because he said his wife and the kids don't eat Christmas cake. So I've just done you a Ben-sized Christmas cake. However, I know you're not going to cut that open while you're here, are you? You'll take that home and eat it. So I thought I'd make some treats for everybody here. So I've actually, look, I bought myself a little new Santa tin. They've been waiting for me all year to make some of my infamous homemade fudge.
Yeah.
Let it not be talked about now. I feel like there's been little digs going on all year of, well, I heard Sara makes this homemade fudge. There's this magical fudge that Sara talks about that she never actually brings in or whatever, right? Well, today I brought in said homemade fudge. So I'm going to bring these over, Ben. Your Christmas cakes to take home, your fudges for you to nibble on and for you to share the love around with everybody else backstage.
Thank you.
And keep it away from me because it's just like, oh. Yeah, it's just like a heart attack in a piece of that. Can I just say I trimmed a little bit off the edge
I can smell it.
to try it. Oh, and I really well watered it with my cherry brandy. Definitely don't ever give any kids a slice because it's
Right.
I mean, it's really good. A little glass of mulled wine, tremendous.
This is all mine. As I say, the genius about this is Sara makes an amazing Christmas cake and no one else in my family likes it. So this is all mine. Can I just say as well, straight off the bat, that this fudge in here, I had a piece of this fudge before we started. It is the first ever piece of fudge I've had that you made.
Is that right?
In 3 years. It's absolutely...
I mean, that's a bit embarrassing, really, isn't it?
No, not really. You're
At
busy.
one point, I was making a batch a week.
Were you?
Yeah.
Can I just say as
where
well,
you were at that point.
I'm not a massive fan of fudge. I'll put that out there straight away. But this is absolutely... It's got like a touch of orange in it.
Yeah, it's chocolate orange.
Absolutely delicious. And if you guys in the gallery think I'm sharing that around, you have got another thing coming. Thank you, Sara. I'm very kind of you.
Oh, well, you can munch away. So, sorry, what was the first question? How to make a basic box on the Ultimate?
Yes.
Right, come on, let's hit you up. Right, let's just bring in, by the way, I'm going to use the cardstock that we have on the show. This is the showstopper today, isn't it?
Yes,
right.
It is in the showstopper.
I'm going to get myself a sheet. Now, let's have a little look. I'm going to do the base in one type of card, and I'm going to do the lid in another type of card so it's really clear for you, right?
Okay.
Now, here's how basic box making works. You always start with 2 sheets of cardstock exactly the same size.
Yes.
So because I've taken them straight out of the I'm all over Jamie, aren't I? She's sometimes on the overhead, sometimes on the close-up. I always like the close-up with my Ultimate shows, just to let you know. I've done so many years of working back to front, upside down for the camera like this on the Ultimate. Before we worked in studios with overhead cameras, I still work back to front, upside down on the Ultimate. So, right, let me have a little look. I'm going to go open up inside. I'm going to get my scoring tools out, and I'm going to show you. We're going to work on, I'll turn it over to this, and I'm going to work on this side here, where we've got box base and box lid. Right now, this is one of those shows that I think it's worth saving in case you're going to come back and want to relearn about box making. Now, while we're here, can you see these are the 2 scoring tools that we've got in here?
Yeah.
So can you see this is a tiny weeny head, this is a medium-sized head, this is a large head for your embossing tool. Now, what you find is the larger the head, the less likely you are to score, to tear your cardstock, but the less accurate the score line. Okay. Now, with box making, it really doesn't matter, so we can go with a nice big head. I use that little one where it's very, very important to be accurate. So, for example, envelope making. I would always use this one on my envelope making because accuracy is 100% critical. Also, where you need a sharp fold, so things like your acetate. I would always score acetate with this one. I'm going to pop that to one side. I'm going to work with my extra large embossing head. Okay. And let's start with the lid, all right? So all I'm going to do here is if I pop this on the lid, you can go on the overhead now, because I know you're desperate to, aren't you? These lines are every ½ an inch, right? So if I was to score on this first line, Ben, that would give me a box that's only ½ an inch deep. This would be an inch and a half, 2 inches, 2.5, 3 inches. We can go up to 3.5 inches with this. Although I am going to show you some more advanced box making techniques later where we can go even bigger, right? So let's just go 3 inches, right? So I would go to the 6th line, and all you do is you score on that line, and I'm actually going to follow that all the way down, and I'm going to score down all 4 sides. Now the trick is not to press too hard, right? So you're better off pressing lighter and then going over it twice. Can you see that? So I'm going lighter, going over it twice, and then I'm doing the same with the last one, lighter and going over it twice, right? Now, you always score on the top of your cardstock, right? Then you fold it away from itself, right? So score on the top, fold it away from itself. This tool has one flat edge. Can you see? This is your rumpy edge. I've made that word up. That's your flat edge.
Grumpy.
So when we want to do the smooth, that is called burnishing, right? So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to fold over. I'm going to use the flat edge to burnish. There's only one edge that will burnish, because if I try and go the other side, can you see it's not actually doing anything? Because the edges aren't touching. I need the flat edge to burnish that crease line. So there's all 4 sides with my burnished crease line. Now, if you bring your scissors in, what we're going to do is you're going to cut up the score line, so right up the middle of the score line, and then we must cut a section out from here, but it comes out from the bit in the corner. Don't ever cut it from this. This is the side of your box. This is the waist. So we're going to cut a little wedge like this. Now, some questions that I always get asked is, how big does that wedge need to be? And the truth is, it really doesn't matter, okay? You can cut, some people cut half of the box corner out. The reason I cut a small wedge is the smaller the wedge, the more surface area we have for the glue to stick to, right? So I always go with maximum surface area, smallest wedge to cut out of there, right? Now, this is a glitter cardstock. So in an ideal world, what I would do is I would use my tacky glue, right? Because the tacky glue is going to give you a, in fact, let's just go for it, right, with the tacky glue. So do you know what would be brilliant to use with this? Is if I was to use my peg. If you have a little peg.
Oh, okay, to keep it in place for a while.
I've left this gap here because I'm going to put a bit of, I'm not going to use that one because it's, let's use one of the new ones. I know this isn't the one not the one you get in this set, but let's have a little look. Right. Oh, you know, it just doesn't want to take to that because that is so smooth. It's not going to. I'm going to pop a bit extra of this on, right? And then the reason that tacky glue is called tacky, right, is because it's going to tack instantaneously. Oh, Liam.
He's done it. I knew he was moving.
Did I tell you I loved you? Have I told you lately that I loved you? Because I can tell you right now.
But do you want a piece of fudge for your efforts there? He's coming over now.
He's coming over for a bit of fudge.
Yeah,
look at that Liam looking very festive, by the way.
£1 a piece.
With the wiggling Santa Clauses. I absolutely love it.
I got me Santa tie on today. We're sort of matching this. Matchy.
Right.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice. Good, eh? What was I going to ask you, Sarah? Oh, sorry, I was going to ask, yes. You know when you're making your boxes like you're doing just there, is there like a minimum weight of cardstock that you use or that you
so any of the Crafter's Companion cardstock that we call cardstock is brilliant.
Right.
I wouldn't use paper.
No.
Now, in the US, you guys call cardstock stuff that we would call paper.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make boxes out of that,
Okay.
right? So I would go with stuff that we call, you can feel it. It's nice and thick and brilliant, right? So what I'm going to do, watch this. I've got that tacky glue. I'm going to take that into place. What you must look is, we're trying to get this lined up. So from the close-up camera, you're trying to line that up there perfectly, right? And then you can hold it in place either with one of your little clips or paper clips are brilliant to do this with, right? So just make sure that we're all held in place. I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to fold that in. So that would be wrong because it's popping out.
Yeah.
And you can see there, once we're in the inside, it's not smooth. Manoeuvre that so that that is straight. If you have those 2 lines meeting straight at the top, trust me when I say your box will be perfect in all 3 dimensions. Always measure to that front line.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to fold this into place. I'm just manoeuvring my glue around so that what we get is a smushing of the glue like that.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
That's what you want, a bit of glue smushing.
Bit of smoosh.
Smush it into place, get it nice and smooth. Paper clips are just going to drop onto there.
Our quilting clips will work for that as well, won't they?
What, sorry?
The quilting clips that we've got.
Quilting clips would be an absolute dream to use for this sort of stuff, right? So I'm just going to manoeuvre that into place and I'm going to use those paper clips to hold these in place. Now, you can see there, can you see? That's already opening. right? Now I've got glue in there, Ben, so as long as I can hold that in place while the glue sets, that box will be perfect, right? Now, that is the lid of my box.
Okay.
Let's go to it and do the base now, right? So, box base is this side here. So what I'm going to do is, because we use line 6 here, I'm going to use line 6 here. So I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to come, but this time we're going on box base, the 6th line. Now, little bit of a lie I told you earlier, right?
It's not like you.
I said that the box line there was 3 inches.
Yeah.
Right, it was going to make you a 3-inch box.
Yeah.
It makes you a lid that is 3 inches, right?
Okay.
The base, this is 3 inches plus a little bit.
Yeah.
This is how the box maker works, because that 3 inches plus a little bit, and it's a fly's eyelash, right? But what happens is that plus a little bit pinches, because it's the same size sheet of cardstock, whereas that's 3 and that's 3. If that is exactly 3, on your lid, that means that, so we've got 3, 6, means that this coming across here is exactly 6 inches. This isn't. It's just less than 6, because the sides are 3 inches plus a little bit, 3 inches plus a little bit. So your base ends up being a tiny bit smaller than the 6 inches, which is how the box maker works. It pinches that space off the bottom, which means your bottom's a little bit smaller, which means it fits underneath. So just be aware that your lid is exactly the right size. Your base is a tiny weeny bit smaller. So if you're ever making a box, and it's important to be exactly the right, so if you've got something going in your box which is exactly 6 inches wide, don't make a 6-inch box.
Yes.
Make a 6 1/4 inch box, right? Knowing that you're going to lose a little bit off and you need a little bit of manoeuvrability time, okay? That is how all of this is going to work. And we'll learn more about different types of boxes over the course of the show and how all of that kind of comes into play.
Absolutely,
right?
yes.
Now, so I've done the base. Now, because this isn't glitter card, I can absolutely use my, tape pen here. Now, watch what I'm doing. I'm not being sparing with the tape pen, and I'm going to go through all 4 sides, plenty of tape on. You can see that. Oh, you can see that really, really well, actually. So I'm going all the way around the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4 edges, across the middle. We've got plenty of tape on. And if you want a really, really good stick, then what I would recommend is sticking tape to tape.
Yes.
Because if you go tape to tape, then you're going to get the absolute best stick possible, right? So notice I'm just putting plenty of tape, not being sparing at all. And then we're going under here. Now, because it's a tape pen, I'm not going to need that paper clip to hold it in place, because that is an instant stick. Now, it's very important, therefore, if you notice, what I always do is I get this and my little finger always goes to hold that in place. Let me just show you that again with this one while you're in on the close-up there. So I fold this in, and my finger goes onto the top place there. And what I'm doing, very quick, you kind of, if you didn't know I was doing it, you wouldn't miss it, as I'm holding that so that gives me that perfect meet
before you commit
on all 4 edges. So when I'm doing a box really quickly on air, guys, I won't have time to do all of this explaining. This is how you get those perfect box finishes. And then that lid, which has now had a little bit of time to dry. This is why I did the lid first in the glitter cardstock. And I'm going to take all those 4 pieces off. So the tacky glue tacks pretty instantly. You just need a couple of minutes for it to dry like that. And it's not perfectly dry, it's just dry enough. That gives me an absolute, where the lid and the base fit together. That's the whole trick behind how it works. Lid and the base fit together absolutely perfectly. Just realised I've got bits of glue all over.
I know. We'll forgive you.
I should have cleaned that up. But that is a basic box technique using the Ultimate.
So good as well. And how good is that pad, by the way, which is in the showstopper for creating your base and then your lid with the glitter and that beautiful pearl effect? Absolutely brilliant. Keep the comments coming through. Any more questions, fire them our way. We have got loads to get through over the course of this show. We can say hi to Stephanie, who's joined us from New Jersey, and Rhonda, who's in Chicago. Gaz is with us as well, and Betty in Idaho. Wendy Graham joins us from a wet Newcastle as well. Don't forget, if you want the Ultimate Pro, it is available with that free boxer board. You're getting your A3 cardstock and your extra strong glue tape pen as well. So you're getting all that free, basically, when you go for the Ultimate Pro today. £31.99 platinum, or $55.96. If you want the cardstock that Sara was just working with just then, that is all within our showstopper. This is the showstopper that I'm not touching. Can you imagine? Just take that Kingfisher paper pad out, Ben. No, you're all right, actually. We'll leave it in there.
If there's anything you need me to look at, I've got them all in front of me, Ben.
Yeah, let us know if there's anything you want to flick through. But we've seen a lot of these very, very recently. Of course, you're going to get in here all of your beautiful limited edition Ultimate Pro card stock. So your Ditsy Florals, your Botanic Garden, and then that beautiful rainbow, all on that stunning pearl card. And basically, if you come across the bottom here, those two pads are also included. So with the glitter card stock and that beautiful pearl effect in the rose gold and the gold, 24 sheets of each. That is basically what you pay for, all right, that L. And then everything else, so your Kingfisher 12 by 12 paper pad, the luxury cardstock from Wild at Heart, your pastels and pearl cardstock in the 12 by 12, the glitter cardstock in the Lilac, and the Nina, which you can probably just see peeking out at the end there. All of that works out like you're getting that for free within the bundle. Incredible value for money, absolutely worth popping into your basket. And don't forget, you'll get triple points on all of that as well. So that's working out equivalent of what, 240 points, 288 points if you're shopping in the US, and it's triple points across everything as well. Don't forget, across all the shows, across the website until midnight, wherever you are. Also on the show, really handy bundle which we looked at a little bit earlier on, which is your Mega Essentials kit. And basically, what you're paying for here again, and you're getting so many freebies, is your guillotine. So you're getting your, it's called a small guillotine. I like to call it the portable guillotine, because I still think it's big enough to do the majority of your cutting with. 8 3/4 cutting platform. You've got your stainless steel blade in there, super duper sharp. Honestly, if you have used any other guillotines but you've not tried ours yet, get this and you'll see the difference for yourself. You've also got built into this, of course, that scoreboard as well, the integrated scoring board with your tools. So again, it's really fantastic if you're traveling. You don't want to take loads of stuff with you. You've got your cutting and your scoring ability in one with your guillotine. You're going to get one of our stamping platforms. That's the 6x6, again, with a spring-loaded feet, so it makes it really, really easy for you to position your stamp, for you to get an accurate stamp each and every time. And if you do miss out, it makes it nice and easy for you to go back in. And then you're going to get your snips as well, the 6-inch snips. Talking about these earlier on, these are the ones that I've got at home, 2 pairs of these, and they are the best scissors you will ever get. Start the scissor chat for me. If you have currently a pair of scissors at home and they're not one of ours, get this deal today. Try these out and you will wonder how you survive with the scissors that you have. Ours are quite simply the best, ergonomically designed. Again, you've got that coated blade in there as well, so they're non-stick, super sharp, and just so simple to use. In the words of Debbie Fisher, why are they so good? Because they just work. Now, £40 or $56, that's where you stop. Everything else we're going to throw into this bundle for free. And it's called an Essentials Mega Bundle because we're going to give you one of our fantastic craft knives. That comes with your replacement blades as well. If you're going to be doing construction, if you're going to be making your boxes, always handy to have ways to be able to burnish them. So we're giving you the bone folders, the long straight bone folder and the curved bone folder as well. Pokey tools, never have too many of those bad boys. 2 more of those added into your basket for free. 4 of our precision tweezers you're going to get in this set also for free. So the flat end, straight point, your angle point and your needle point tip tweezers, 4 of those. Your edge crimpler, as Craig calls it, to create that beautiful distressed effect. That is yours for free. And going to give you one of our die brush tools as well. These are absolutely fantastic for cleaning out your dies and sometimes your die cuts as well. For those bits and pieces that don't come out, you've got your die brush there with your sponge to pop those dies onto. It is an amazing bundle when you consider you are not paying for any of that when you go for the guillotine, the platform and the scissors for £40 or $56. That is going to be very, very popular indeed. Quick look, really quick look, because I know you guys want to see all of the demos here. The glue tape pens, we've had these on so much over the course of the last few weeks, simply for the fact you guys are absolutely loving them, selling like hotcakes. Our refillable glue tape pens, 36% longer, and of course refillable these as well. So once you've finished with one of your tape pens, you're just going to take one of the spare cartridges from the box and pop it into place. 30 metres now on each and every one of these rolls, so you've got plenty to be going on with. I like the way that these feel in your hand, and they're beautifully designed. Easier to pick up, easier to hold. And of course, now you've run out of these, say for example, you're simply just going to be popping off the top like so, opening these up and replacing them with your cartridges that you've got inside. So simple to do, and these are going to last a long time. For those that keep asking, we will be doing smaller configurations come the new year. So if you want to pick up smaller bundles, you won't always have to buy the big 12 box, but get it now whilst you can, particularly when you've got triple points today as well. $35.99 or $50.39 is your platinum price. I think... Are we taking a break, did I hear you say? We are. Keep the questions and comments coming in. After the break, Sarah, we have had a request.
Yeah, tell me the next couple and I'll get ready for the next demonstrations.
All right, so request 4 from Sheila, making a box out of acetate.
Sheila, how about we try a slightly different box? So instead of just doing the same box again, I'll show you a new style of box, but I'll teach you how to score the acetate perfectly.
Nice.
Let's do that, yep.
And one from Margaret, who wants to know how to make a reinforced box.
Reinforced box. Brilliant, Margaret. We'll do a reinforced box and I'll do it out of one of the patterned papers so I can show you that's where you would want to reinforce.
There we go. So it's all like you guys, this show. Let's make it nice and interactive. Any more requests, fire them in. We'll do our very best to do as many as we can. Already half an hour gone. It's flying over. Get to the checkouts, though. Triple points across the website. We'll see you back here in about 3 or 4 minutes' time.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate. Thinking, Joe, it might not work as well because I've put too much. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place.
Because I have a way of words that I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry. Yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Moseby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You are.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkling, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
I went to reach for the water and, you know, do the tapping with the and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami.
I've got some.
Welcome back, everybody. Hello to Rhonda, who's joined us. Michelle's with us as well. Catherine Bennett says, hi, guys, from the Staffordshire Moorlands. Hello. And Rhonda says, they are the best scissors ever. Why? Because they work. Lol. We are going to carry on with your requests. You want to see how to make all these different things. So acetate box, could look at making reinforced boxes as well. Stephanie's just asked, I don't know if you can solve this one. Sometimes when I'm making a box, I end up with my tabs being uneven. They are straight, but it seems that one piece is longer, if that makes sense. What am I doing wrong? Is that scoring in the wrong place then, potentially?
My tabs are uneven. Are they? Are you talking about?
Says thinks one piece seems longer than the other.
These bits in here? Is that what you mean by the tabs? Or so basically you should always have the sides the same size because you always need to use, like I use line 6 on all 4 sides, really critical. The size of the tab, it basically, can you see underneath down there?
Yeah.
That is how much of the wedge I cut out. I just think that, I don't know if that's there. As long as you make sure this is perfectly straight, then the box is going to be, because it's got to be even in 3 dimensions if you're thinking about this. So it's going through X, Y and Z axes. If I go back to my old school kind of maths at school. So yes, it's very good. Don't ever worry about lining up this corner. The critical one to line up is this one here.
Yeah.
So I hope that kind of makes sense.
Okay,
I'm not quite sure exactly what you're asking, but I hope that helps a little bit. If not, keep asking, because we're taking these questions live, guys.
So Sheila Collins then, doing a box out of acetate. Shall we have a look at that next?
Okay, so let me talk you through. So one of my favourite boxes to do is a wedge box, right? So what I'm going to do is I need a long, thin piece of acetate I'm going to do it with. And I'm going to do mine that is, so because I want to score the halfway point at both sides. So let me just show you, because I'm going to do a brand new size one to what I've ever done before, right? So let me just cut this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this to 6 inches wide, right? And I'm going to mark my 3 inch width. So I'm going to cut this 6 inches wide because I get 2 boxes out of this one, right? Now, I'm going to cut this to the length of A4, which is 297 millimetres, right?
Okay.
So I'm going up to 200, there's 30, 297 is there, is that fly's eyelash off the end. Let's cut 2, because I might do this box twice.
Okay.
So 30, 29, 27, there we go. All right, so there is my acetate. So I'm going to make this lovely little box twice. Now, remember what I said is, we are using this very fine head embossing tool, right? Now, with your acetate, guys, you've got to remember, all of our fancy acetate has a backing on it.
I was just about to say and ask that question.
There you go. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to release this backing. I always do it with the pokey tool.
Yeah.
I'm going to release this backing off before we do our scoring, right? So you will see the difference almost immediately when I take this off. So, oh, brilliant. Stay there for that shot, right? There is the clear.
Yeah.
There's the one without the backing off. Can you see? This just looks dirty.
Yeah,
This looks beautifully translucent. Brilliant for them up against that jumper, right? So I'm going to use this one here. Now, what we're going to do is, first of all, I want to score this in half. So on my ultimate, because I've cut this to 297, the same depth as A4. So you could do this by taking a sheet of A4 and cutting it to 6 inches wide. This is a standard sheet of A4 from the showstopper, right? I want to score this in half, so I'm going to use the half-fold A4 line with our smallest head embossing, and I'm pressing down very hard, right? Now notice when you press down on acetate, it'll naturally fold towards you in like a V like that.
Yeah.
We're going to fold it the other way. You might find it easier to fold into the V first and then fold it back on itself, right? And then remember, all of your scoring tools are going to be able to burnish. Now what we need to do is mark the halfway point. So I'm going to go into my box maker, and this time I'm going to use our box lid. Remember, these were every half an inch?
Yep.
So line 6 was 3 inches. If I need the halfway point, it's 3 inches. I'm going to measure it at the little halfway point here. Yep, can you see that? I'm going to do the same here, and I'm going to measure that at the halfway point. Now, what you do for this box is we're going to join up that halfway point to the corner. So I'm just going to use that end line, because it's acetate, I can see right through it. I'm going from the end line right out like this, and I'm scoring down there like that, right? So again, it'll fold into itself, and then once it's folded into itself, you can fold it back on itself, and you've got a nice, strong fold. I'll do the same again here. I'm going from this corner into there. Oh, you wouldn't have a look, see if you can spot me some ribbon, would you, by any chance, Ben?
Ribbon?
Ribbon. It's just something to put my box together. So
it's all right, Liam's already heard. He's outside the door there. he's just hankering for another piece of fudge, that's what it is.
Well, what can I say? Me fudge must be good, right? So all I'm doing is folding these and giving it a lovely crease, right? So bear in mind with the acetate, it's the opposite to what I say with a regular cardstock. I'm wanting you to fold it into the line, and then I'm going to fold it away from the line afterwards, right? And it's just, I mean, this acetate, I'm not going to lie, is absolutely phenomenal to work with. You've seen us create loads of boxes with it. I thought, why not do a slightly different one, right? Now, I'm going to use my, let's just give that one a nice squeeze. I'm just going to use my pokey tool.
Okay.
Just because I don't have a hole punch handy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just using my pokey tool to go in roughly halfway in the middle and roughly half an inch down on all 4 sides like this, right?
And you know, so obviously this is like our super heavyweight, isn't it, acetate? Is it 380 this one, isn't it?
This one here?
Yeah. 380 micron, I think it is.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, I was only half listening to you,
That's
and I'm
okay.
busy thinking about which colour ribbon's going to go nice thing.
But our standard heavyweight acetate, you could still construct from, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Watch what this one we do now, Ben, right? 2 edges fold in,
Yeah.
they go inside the other 2, and then you want to go through all 4. So what I do is go through this top one here, right? So I'm going to go through that one there, and then this one here, so it goes into the base one. Then I'm coming out of the base at this one here, and you know what, might be easier to push my hole that way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go straight out of this one. And this is a lovely box, especially this time of year. So for all those of you who have some of this lovely acetate and who have an ultimate, this is a box that you can go away and make this afternoon.
Yeah.
That will make lovely table centerpieces for Christmas.
Little
right?
Christmas tree
you
presents as
imagine
well.
putting a few, let's have a couple of little bits of Christmas fudge. I'm coming over, right?
That's all right.
So if I come running over and you pop me a few little bits of Christmas fudge in there, I always say this, pop some little bits of your homemade fudge in, and because it's acetate, there we go.
That's perfect,
We're going to fold that together.
Yeah.
And
leave
that
with me.
makes a lovely little gift, and it took seconds to do.
Yeah, it did.
And you can see, and also that's now kept, so it's kind of kept it sealed.
Love it. It's so clever though, isn't it? And again, how simple and easy. There you go, look, take a look at that. Absolutely brilliant. Everything there, handmade by Sara. I love it. So good is that. Thank you everybody for all the lovely comments coming through. I think, are we going to do another box, are we?
Yeah, we were going to do reinforced.
Oh, reinforced
You want
box,
me to show how to do the reinforced ones now?
Yeah, okay. Moving
Right,
straight on.
So, I did say that I wouldn't recommend making a box out of paper stock.
Okay.
I consider our printed papers to be like paper stock. Why don't we do one? I'll show you how you could reinforce it.
Okay.
Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick something. It's our lovely Kingfisher pad. And I'm trying to choose something that is going to work multi-directionally. Right? So let's just find all of it. Oh. Do you know what, I think that one would probably work quite nicely multi-directionally.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's go multi-directionally with that. And you can see, this is paper, guys.
Yeah.
Right, it's paper. And let's have the underneath box done in the rose gold, right? Because I think, sorry, not the rose gold, the gold.
Gold, yeah.
So I feel like they would work beautifully well together, right? So let's have a little look. I'm going to do the lid first. So what we're going to do is you're going to use your large head embossing tool for this one, because we're going to go with nice and neat. And let's go line 7, which will be 3.5 inches, right? So this is how I'm going to do my box. And to be honest, I'm just saving myself the hassle of cutting it down. So I'm going on to that, very gentle and backwards and forwards. Then I'm also going to come at line 3. Don't go as far up as halfway. So as long as it's less than half, right?
Yeah.
So line 3 is 1.5 inches in, and line 7 is 3.5 inches in. So this here is going to be the side of my box. This is going to be the reinforcement, and as long as the reinforcement doesn't come up right to the line, then it's going to work, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go the same again, line 3 and line 7, and I'm going to do that on all 4 sides, Ben.
It still amazes me how quick, I know you've been doing this for years, but it still amazes me how quickly you whiz through all of these boxes? I mean, you are in like your absolute element, aren't you?
I'm in my element. These are the shows where I always get a little bit defensive because I really want to do them because I just know that I'm determined to impart all of my knowledge on this box making to everybody, right? So there's the double one. If I do it on box base now, so I've spun it right round, you might be able to see them a bit easier.
Yeah.
So look at this, 3 and 7. Oh, you can see them loads easier, can't you? 3 and 7. Right, I'm going to go 3 and 7, all 4 sides. Remember, on box base this time.
And it's true to say, because we had a message, I remember on Friday from Rosalind, who was talking about the enveloper and the Envelobox creator, just saying ever since she's had these scoreboards, you know, whether it be the Ultimate, whether it be the enveloper, she's never bought another box, she's never bought another envelope. And you know, once you get the knack of being able to do this and get confident in using all of these different tools, again, how nice to be able to have the gift inside the box, which coordinates really nicely with the theme of the gift. How nice to be able to have a matching box that matches up with your envelope, which matches up with your card. That's what this is all about, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely is. And the thing is, it's all you use the word there, confidence, right? I have made hundreds, if not thousands of boxes, and I am super confident when it comes to doing all this. I could do it with my eyes shut. One hand tied behind my back.
Oh, just had a message in from Sarah who says, Sara, can you do your next demo with your eyes shut?
Probably could. If you really want me to, I probably could, right? And but it's just one of them things. This is my comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to, like, if I look like some of the lovely stuff that Jan does, like the mixed media stuff, it terrifies the bejesus out of me and I wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah.
And I'm frightened to do it live on air. We've all got our own kind of areas of speciality. And this is just mine. But you know what I would say is, you can all get to this point. Just like we've got hundreds of these shows like this that you can come back and watch. And I think it's brilliant for everybody to do that if you want to get more confident, right? Now watch this. This is what we're going to do extra, right? So ignore this outside one first. If you were doing this like I showed you on the first box, you would cut up here and you would cut that little bit out of there, wouldn't you? Right?
Yeah.
So do that on all 4 sides, just like we did before, right? Ignore all of the extra scoring on here. And it really doesn't matter whether you cut to the right or you cut to the left. As long as you always cut out of this edge bit, right? So I think on the last one, I cut up here and I cut out of there.
Yeah.
I'm just showing you that it really doesn't matter, right? So always do this first, right? Then what I want you to do is all of this is not needed.
Okay.
Right? So all of this here, you are just going to cut away and cut it inside the score line, all right? So you're going to cut inside the score line, so we're cutting the score lines off, right? And then actually, if you want to be perfect, I would just give yourself a little bit of a wedge edge like that on it, right? So let me show you that again. You're going to cut off, so this gets cut away and you're cutting the score lines off altogether. You're going to cut a wedge edge off there.
A wedge edge.
Wedge edge. And we're going to cut a little wedge edge off here, right?
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm going to do it 4 times and then I'm going to do the base as well, right? So we've got this in. This cuts away, cutting all the score lines off. Wedge edge, right? Actually, look, I haven't quite got all that score line off. Score lines off, slight wedge edge on here, right? So I'm going to do the same again. Wedge edge, right? Going to cut this off all together, wedge edge. Going to cut that away there, and I'm going to cut a wedge edge here, right? Okay. So that is how we do a reinforced, there's all the pieces for a reinforced box. Now, what I want you to do first of all is, if I just fold these in here, you'll recognise it looks like a normal box now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Looks like a normal box. So, on your normal box, I want you to go right round the outside, plenty of tape on like we did before, right?
And sorry, you probably already covered this, but you obviously keep using the tape pen. Is that what you use, what you would use at home if you were making a box, not on TV?
As long as I'm using it, as long as it's a Crafter's Companion one, we engineered these tape pens to be strong enough to be able to hold boxes together, right? Now turn this over, open these up and go right around the outside with a little bit of tape here as well. Okay. Right? And then what we're going to do, and it's a good job I'm doing the lid and the base because I want you to see on both sides, right? You're going to ignore these bits first and we're going to make this box up. So all 4 sides, 1, I'm going to go 2 on here. Yeah. 3 edges, and the fourth edge of my box here, right?
Okay.
And then the reinforced bits literally tuck inside. And what they do then is they are folding over and they are reinforcing those corners in as well.
Yeah.
So once you get to that stage, just turn it over. I'll try and do it back to front for you, right? And give it a bit of a rub on there.
Okay.
That's where the glue is. That is where that reinforced edge is coming along. And that is nice and super strong. Can you see that?
So good.
That reinforces that box. I'm going to do exactly the same. That's the base.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same with the lid. I'll do it on the from this side because I think it's easier for you to see the lines. As long as everyone can see what I'm doing, Ben, you can read comments and I can probably answer more questions as I'm going as well.
Yeah, well, do you know what? Certainly loads of people, including Robbie, just saying that they're loving the show, going to save it. Yeah, don't forget you can do that over on YouTube. You can make your own playlist, save your favourite shows. This is an absolute definite because I know we do kind of these masterclass shows, and like Sara said, there's been so many shows over the course of the years, particularly with the ultimate and box making and construction. So, you know, if that's your thing, or if you need a bit of a refresher, it's really easy to go back, find those, create your own little playlist, and then you can come back to them at a time when perhaps you need them. Sandra's just saying the original Ultimate was the first purchase I made. My granddaughter still uses it to this day. My shiny deep purple one is in almost daily use. I can't remember what birthday/special event it was from, but yeah, you know, as regards to the Ultimate, I know we've got the details up for the showstopper here. Honestly, if you're new to crafting, or if you are someone perhaps who's, you know, just started and you're looking for a complete all-round tool when it comes to all sorts of different ways to craft, the Ultimate is absolutely the way to go. And again, let us know if you're one of those people like Sandra who's you know, got their Ultimate by them day in, day out. It's just such a handy bit of kit to have. And like you said, Sara, I mean, we're sort of talking about the box making side of things today, but it's a bit of kit that
making's only
can
one of 10
do
tools that it does.
many.
Yeah, box making's only one, guys. And in the same way, I've done a whole box making tutorial. I could have done a whole card making. Well, maybe you have to do that as another masterclass another day.
Why not? Yeah.
And do a whole card making one, right? Now, you'll recognise how we got to that stage.
Yeah.
If I fold all these in, right, there's the lid of my box. Now you'll recognise it just looks like a regular box.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to do right round the outside with all these pieces. Notice I am not in any way, shape or form being sparing with my tape.
Yeah.
Never, right? Put plenty of it on. If in doubt as well, tape into tape and it will stick beautifully well, especially if you're doing a box, because you don't ever want that box to come apart. And when we open it up, be careful not to push down on here because these have got glue on now. But I am going to go right round all four edges here. Do you notice these new tape pens are
great,
so easy to apply as well? How fabulous is that, right? And then again, I'm making the box corners just like before. Now, the thing is, what I'm doing, which you might be, if I fold this back, I'm still doing that lined up edge to here, right? And I'm having to do it a little bit by feeling. Now, I've done hundreds of these boxes, so it's a little bit more natural for me. Trust me, it'll become a little bit more natural for you, so I can feel for where that line is underneath to know I've got that perfectly lined up. It might take you a couple of boxes to get there, right?
That's it.
But watch as I fold all these over,
and
then I take this in and stick this down. That, even though we made it out of paper, is now a beautifully reinforced box. And if you want to make sure that it's super strong, do you know what I would do is I would cut a square of card and stick my square of card in the middle of there.
Nice.
But actually, given that lid, you know it'll fit perfectly over there. That's the difference.
Look at that.
It's now, just like we had before, a perfect lid and base that fit together beautifully well, but look how much stronger that is versus, we can see the one we did before. It's still nice, but I mean, that is, you can see the difference in that beautiful reinforced box. And actually, these two would make a lovely little stack of boxes to go on top of each other if you wanted to then wrap them up with nice ribbon, wouldn't you? And you've got the fancy one on top and the plainer one on the bottom.
That is just brilliant. And what a time of the year as well to be learning like how to construct your own boxes. Is that time of year, isn't it? You're looking for like special box for that special gift, and why even bother thinking about heading out to the stores when you've got the ability now to be able to do it for yourself? Are you placing those there because you want to vote at the end of the show?
Well, you know, would be nice.
Is that one?
Well, it's up to you. When you put them in the vote, completely up to you.
Okay, I vote 2 because it's fudge.
But you've already got a lot of fudge, so you're all good.
We are all good. We are all good. Thank you, Robbie, as well. He just says, I'm always so mesmerised when Sara is on, especially when making boxes so fast. I think the point is, like Sara's mentioned, you know what, she's been making these boxes, doing these tutorials, these demos for many, many years. You know, you're not going to be as fast straight off the bat, but if you can re-watch these shows, get the tools like the Ultimate Pro, you know, with that boxer board there, to start working with them, start crafting with them. Don't be nervous, have a go. What's the worst that can happen? You know, you mess up and you waste a bit of cardstock, but actually the more you do it, the more you get into it, the more you'll be creating boxes like this, and who knows, you might even get up to the pace of super speedy Sara. But in the end, it's not a race. If you've got the ability to be able to make all of these boxes for all of those special occasions year round, be it Christmas, be it birthdays, whatever it might be, then surely this is a product worth jumping in for today. $31.99 if you're a Platinum member. If you have just joined us, a very good afternoon. Welcome to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby. We are slap bang in the middle of our masterclass on a day, our fourth day of our 12 days of Craftsmas, where we're bringing you triple points right across the board today. We spanned the wheel a little bit earlier on. I won't say you spun it again, as I'll get in trouble. We spanned the wheel earlier on, and it landed on bonus points. So we've gone triple points on all orders right across all of the shows. So you'll be able to get triple points later on Monday Makers when Jan returns, and of course right across the website today as well. Great day to be stocking up on all of those craft room essentials, and just indeed anything that you fancy as well. We're slap bang in the middle of this masterclass. We're still asking for your questions. Anything in particular that you want to see demonstrated? Anything you're not sure of? I know, you know, the majority of the things we've had people asking about envelopes and envelope boxes. We'll see those a little bit later on. More box making, again, you know, quite a big thing for a lot of people. We'll definitely try and dive into that again for you before the end of the show. Something which was mentioned as well, Sara, earlier on. Magic rulers, Sean was asking about.
Who was asking about magic rulers?
Sean Sanderson, the magic ruler technique.
Now, I know the rest of you are thinking, what's a magic ruler? How does Sean know about a magic ruler? Let me just show you in the instruction book, okay? I can go here. There is a whole page about the magic ruler technique. Where is it?
Okay.
Envelope boxes, wedge boxes. Oh, here it is,
there
right?
It is.
Magic ruler technique. This is brilliant if you have a unique shaped card.
Yeah.
Or a present that you want to make a box for, right? I'm trying to think what we might be able to make. I'm going to pick something, and we're going to make a box for it, right? Also, it's brilliant if you're wanting to do unique. So let's have a little look.
What kind of thing are you after?
I'm thinking I might do this as 2 demos.
Okay.
Because I think I might show you the basic magic ruler technique.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to pick something at random. Guys, I'm over here. I can either make a magic. I've got a random sponge.
Right.
We could. I've got this.
What's that? Oh, just like a.
Yep.
Bit of plastic. Yeah.
I've got this.
Okay.
Are
you making 3 different boxes for those, or are you piling those all into one box?
No, I'm going to make. All right, make this, right? Have you got a preference on what you'd like me to make a box for?
Any shout in the gallery? The long one, because it looks more difficult, Jamie said. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So imagine that we have. I love how Dean's in our ear going some jewellery, and I'm thinking.
There's no jewellery there.
Where's the jewellery, mate? Right. So let's imagine this is a Christmas present you've bought for someone, right? Yeah. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to decide how deep I want it to be, right? So what you do is, on the base, and you're going to be brilliant looking at this from the overhead, because I can pop this down up against that line and just have a little look. So line 1 wouldn't be deep enough. Line 2 is going to be deep enough just, right? So can you see? So when you stick it down, and obviously our camera's a tiny little bit angled in the studio.
Right, okay.
But I'm looking at this straight on, and I'm having a little look and seeing, right, line 2, it's going to be perfect.
Yep.
I want you always to use box base for this, right?
Okay.
Now, I think we'll have a purple sparkly ruler. Watch what we do. We make our magic ruler by taking line 2 and scoring along line 2, right? And then you're going to cut off your magic ruler. Now, I would reckon if you can, I would use a guillotine, right? And what I want you to do is leave the score line on the magic ruler, right? Okay. So that what I do is, I cut this off, and I don't know, you can just about see on that, you can see, I've got my score line.
Yeah.
and I've left it on the ruler,
Okay.
right? So now I'm going to make a lovely box for that, right? So let's have a little look. Let's go with, should we do, this is the lid,
Why not? It's in the showstopper today.
and then let's do the matching colour. Do we want
yeah.
an orange base or a red? Ooh, goodness. Red base, orange base.
Orange.
Red base.
Orange.
I'm thinking red.
Oh, they're
yeah.
getting red in the gallery.
Yeah, so right, so a red here, right? So here we go. Always use your plain card because it's generally cheaper than your patterned card, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this and I'm going to draw around it with my magic ruler. Now let me just double check this is going to fit on here. Oh, crikey, I don't think it is, you know. It's going to be tight. I picked some, I could, do you know what I really need? Some A3 cardstock.
A3.
Liam is on it with my A3 card. So this, because it's just a bit too big,
Okay.
I have a feeling my magic ruler, because I need to draw around the magic ruler, yeah, and I just need it to be...
Save the day.
Lovely. Right.
Can I have a bit of fudge?
Just put my cup of right. Now, I absolutely... Do you know what would be lovely? Since you're a Pearl A3, maybe it's one of the sheets of
Can we
pens.
just open this up?
Well, it depends on if
Is he-
Liam brings you one or not, right? Watch this now. I'm going to be incredibly wasteful on the cardstock here, but I'm only doing it because I want you to be able to see exactly what I'm doing, right? Here's another sheet of pearl as well at the same time. Do you know what? I'm going to make it out of 2 sheets of pearl. No, I'll go 1 sheet of pearl, 1 sheet of fancy.
Liam was open for a nice relaxing afternoon out
So,
there.
watch what we're doing here, right? I'm going to hold this in place, and just for your benefit, I'm going to draw around it, right? So I'm going to draw around it like this. If I was doing this at home, I wouldn't bother drawing around it, right? But I'm doing this for, oh, actually, let's go all the way up to the end, right? Right around there. So, we're comfortable, that's what we're making a box for.
Yeah.
Yep, that is the size we make the box. So watch what you then do is you get a pen, right? And we put our magic ruler against the end of the item,
Okay.
right? And you draw down with the magic ruler, right? Then we get our magic ruler against the other end of the item and we draw along, right? And the next side, and we draw along like this, right? And the next side, and we draw along, right?
Okay.
So that magic ruler has now been measured, and remember, I'm going to put a 2 on it because it was line 2. So that once you've got that magic ruler, you can keep
Just
it.
keep it,
You could
yeah.
make yourself a whole set, a line 1, a line 2, a line 3, a line 4, and I'm looking, and as I look at this, the magic ruler is the depth of the box.
Yes.
Right? This is the magic ruler technique is if you basically want to save yourself from having to ever measure anything.
Yeah.
Right? So then what I do, 2 sheets of card. Well, actually, let's go sensible, Sarah, 1 sheet of card at a time. Right? So now I'm going through this, and I'm going to cut that black line. Oh, crikey, I haven't got anywhere near the black line there. That's it, cut the black line. This one here, cut on the black line. Yep. Then this one here, let me just make sure that black line.
It's so good to see it, and if anyone else is like watching going, I've never seen this before, I'm not quite sure how this is going to turn out. In the 3 years I've been here, I only saw this for the first time about 6 weeks ago, I think, when this was last done. It's incredible.
So there is 1 piece of card, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw around that onto my second piece of card, right? So I'm going to draw, so I can be less wasteful with my cardstock now, right? There we go. I'm going to draw around that. So remember, the second piece of card must be exactly the same size as the first piece. That's how the whole thing works.
Yeah.
So quite often, I like to cut both of mine at the same time, otherwise they won't be exactly the same. All right? There we go. You're going to cut there. So I should have my lid and base exactly the same size.
Yeah.
Yep, all looking good. And actually, I'm just going to trim this because they're not quite, and we don't, not quite isn't going to cut it. We want perfection. We now have perfection, right? So now when I bring this up, right, this is my base, right? So what you should find is, and obviously you won't have drawn on yours in gripper, you're going to use line 2, right, on box base. And what you should find is line 2 should be just marginally just marginally bigger than what we drew around. Oh yes, look, I'm see it's going to fit in perfectly. And I'm using that, yes, an absolute dream. So can you see every score line I've done has been just, so when I fold these over now, crease them. You would have obviously drawn around yours in green pen because you don't need the world and his wife to see and understand how you've done this, but it does illustrate how you can draw around any colour. Yep, I'm going to do the same here. Because we use line 2 on the base, we now use line 2 on the lid. And I'm going to go around all 4 sides and you're going to get a perfect box. Now, I always tell people this magic ruler technique is, I always try and explain what size you need to cut your card to based on making a box. As soon as I start throwing numbers out, people don't like it. No. Right? So there's a lot of people out there who don't want to know about numbers, who don't want to know how to calculate what size. They'll just use this magic ruler technique and they'll have a 1 inch, there's a line 1, a line 2, a line 3. You know, you'll have all your different sizes as a magic ruler. And then you're just making the perfect size box from your magic ruler every time. It can be marginally more wasteful on cardstock, and as you get stronger and better at this, you'll start calculating your box sizes a little bit more. Yeah. But for me, when you're just starting out, this is the best way to make sure you get exactly the right size box for whatever it is you're making.
Deborah just said, she says, I've never seen the magic ruler technique. I'm cooking breakfast, but I have stopped completely for this demo. As I say, in the 3 years that I've been here, I've only ever seen it once.
Well, I'm going to do it with an unusual shaped card now to teach you about angles, right? Which is like a next level demonstration on this one, right? Yeah. Now, let's have a look. I'm going to fold this.
Save this show, everybody, for goodness sake.
It is, because the thing is,
bookmark it.
Especially if you only had 1/2 of an eye on what we're doing, now you'll be like, what on earth is she doing? But all my life I need to understand about that. Yeah. Right? This is when you're going to come back and watch this show. This is why I was so desperate to do this show, because I want to explain all of this stuff to you guys. I want you to see just how perfect this box is going to be for whatever it is you put inside it. All I know is last time I did do the magic ruler technique, I did it with an unusual shaped box, which I'm going to do next.
Might be a silly question, but I don't mind asking, because how with the magic ruler technique, how big can you go then?
Okay, so if you're using just your ultimate, you can go to 3.5 inches, right? If you're using the boxer board that comes with your ultimate, depends on how big your cardstock is. Okay. So you know how I had to step up from 12 by 12 to bigger cardstock because of the size of this project? Yes. If you've got A3 or even bigger cardstock, you can absolutely do all of that with your base. Now watch this, right? Here we go. That fits perfectly in there.
Oh, it's magic.
That fits perfectly on top of there. We have got the perfect size box to fit whatever it is we've made. Yeah? So that there is how you do a box for any item to go inside, right? And it literally will work every time. What I'm going to do now, I'll come and give you this box.
Mind blown though, right? If you've never seen that before, literally one of the best demos.
Well,
Save the show.
If your mind is blown, right? Let me do you a nice project now, right? So what I'm going to do now is a diamond pop-up card. And again, so I'm just going to cut it from a lovely sheet of this red cardstock, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my cardstock down to A4 size, right? So A4 is 297 millimetres.
Has anyone else noticed how totally infused Sara's become over the course of this last sort of 20 minutes? You love this, don't you? You love this.
I love it.
It's so good to see though, honestly.
A4 is 21 centimetres.
It's one of those things, again, when we've done Ultimate shows before, that people have said, oh, show the magic ruler technique. What's the magic ruler technique? Honestly, bookmark the show so that, you know, if in a couple of months' time you ask again, you know where it is. 4th of December, masterclass.
Right.
Someone write it down.
Let me show you. This is a diamond pop forward. I believe this is in my, is it diamond? Jump up card. Okay. Yep. This is a jump up card. I'm going to make one of these cards because a lot of you won't have seen me make these cards here, right? Now, all you do, it's a very easy card actually to make. We're going to go onto your side. Now, whenever you're doing your card making, always secure that at the top and rest up against the side where the handle is, right? Now, my large head embossing tool, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go the half fold, right? Gate fold A4, right? Turn it right around. I'm going to mark on the gatefold A4 here, right? I'm going to turn it this way, mark on the gatefold A5 there.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to come across, so let me just give that a bit of a stronger line, right? I'm going to go from there across to, let me just pick you up, there. Okay, so it's come there, halfway point to 1 notch before the end. So, no, let's have a little look at this. I'm going to go from there just to here.
Okay.
So I'm going to go across that way like that, right? I'm going to go across this way like that. And then I'm going to go from here to that edge point.
Just a quick one as well, whilst we're there showing the ultimate. Benita's got an ultimate, but she's not quite sure which one she's got. How will she know? Because they're slightly different, aren't they?
Yes, so go and have a look, Benita, right? And does this have the words A5, A4 on?
Yeah.
Right? On the US one, which I don't have to hand, but yours would say down here, US letter size and 12 by 12.
There you go.
Right? So if it's I've just realised I've got a bit of dirt on this one here. As long as it says A5, because when we made this one, we didn't think about the US one, so we don't say metric or imperial.
No.
It's just the standard one. Then the imperial one that we do in the US is the add-on one, which will say US letter size on the bottom.
Great.
Right? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold over all of those lines and burnish them, right? So I'm folding over. So this is a jump-up card. It's a really lovely card to do. If you've never done one before, I would urge you to go away and try one of these. It's in the instruction booklet.
Yeah.
Or you can watch this demonstration back to learn how to do it. And I'm just going all the way over the edge.
I think everyone's off to do the magic ruler, Sara, if the comments are anything to go by. You have wowed the internet with that last demo.
I've wowed the internet. Well, you ain't seen nothing yet, guys. Wait till I start magic ruler in it on this one, right? So, this one here is now a jump-up card. So can you see that will fold into there? And that sticks down here like this. So my jump-up card, you put tape in this inner triangle here. That sticks down there like that. And if I show you to the front camera, right, once we get to there, that is a jump-up card, right?
That's
so it
brilliant.
goes flat to go into either your envelope or your box.
Yeah.
Now, that is a standard size. That will fit in an A6 envelope.
Yeah.
So if you're making it, you're going to follow the instructions in envelope making for an A6 envelope. However, look at what an unusual shape it is for me to be able to do. Let's do magic ruler.
No, you're not. For that?
Yeah, going to magic ruler it.
Here we go.
Right, here we go. Now, let me, for the purpose of you guys, let me get that magic pen out again and draw around it, right? So, once we've got this, and it would help if my folding was nice and neat and on point, right? See, when you get better, what you'll start doing is measuring up your magic ruler to here, right? Measuring up your magic ruler to there, and you're going to start and position this on the bottom corner so that you have minimum wastage, right? Until that point, you're going to start putting it in the middle and you're not going to worry about what you're going to do, right? So I'm going to do it in the middle just for the benefit of you guys. Watch what I do here, right? I always put a couple of little bits of repositionable tape on there like that to hold my card down so the card doesn't move now, right? All round, all four sides with the magic ruler. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
This is where the magic ruler technique really comes into its own because it's not a square of card.
No.
That's why I wanted to start you off with the easy one.
Yeah.
Right? So that is the size of, can you see the lines on there now? Yeah, you can just about see them, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the guillotine and I'm going to cut both pieces of card exactly the same size, right? So if I just take this off here now, I'm also going to just hold these together with a couple of little bits of repositionable tape just to make sure they don't move when they are in that guillotine. Now those two bits of card are together and I'm going to cut them perfectly.
Robbie just said, Sara's intelligence always reveals my ignorance. I don't think it's a case of that, Robbie, at all. I just think this is like something new to a lot of people. I think it's such a cool concept. And if you haven't seen it before, then why should you know it's an actual thing? But it's so very clever. And I guess, Sara, it's one of those things, again, the more you do it, the more it will kind of like, that light bulb moment will go off in your head, and then the more you'll be doing it, it'll become second nature for you, like it is for you.
Do you know, and the thing is, you've got to remember, guys, it's like engineering stuff. My dad trained me for years to understand the engineering behind how everything works.
Yeah.
That is why this all comes so easily to me. And that's why I love to do these shows, because I love to be able to kind of impart this knowledge on everyone.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. So this is very wasteful in terms of cardstock, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah.
That's only because I'm trying to show you the easiest way. When you've done this a few times, you'll get better at being a bit more economical with your cardstock, right? So let me just put that there. Right, so I've got my base and my lid, right? I want you to be careful to make sure you know the bit they go this way up, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little T for this way up, right? Just so that we know the top on both of them, right? Because otherwise you'll end up flipping them over by accident. Now let's get this back in, because there is an extra step on this one, right? Now watch this. Let's do the base first. So we'll perfect it on the base and then we'll move to the lid, right? So with the base, line 2, because we use the line 2 magic ruler. So you come all the way along at line 2, right? Then what you're going to do is you're going to go up here at line 2. Now here's the thing, right? Press down hard, but at this end bit, just be gentle, right? Because we're not actually going to use a lot of that, right? So line 2, pressing along, and I'm going harder in the middle to those lines join, and you can just press gently. In fact, you can just ignore the end altogether. Coming along there. Starting at line 2, pressing harder, not going all the way to the end, coming along there. When it's a 90-degree angle, press hard all the way up to the edge, right? Yeah. When it's not 90 degrees, I want you to stop near the end. So can you see there? I've stopped as I've got near that end bit. And that's because when you have an either obtuse angle or an acute angle, we need to do something a bit differently. And let me show you that in the boxes. Okay. Right. Acute angles, we're going to do this. Yeah. Obtuse angles, we're going to do this. Now, if you don't know the names, I'm just telling you, if it's a box with more than 4 sides, you're going to have these sort of shapes. Triangular boxes, you're going to have these sort of shapes, right? Watch what we do as an extra, right? And I've picked the worst colour card to do this with on air, really.
Oh, you see it? We can see that.
So all you're going to do is you're going to pop your tool in where those 2 lines are crossing, right? And you're going to sit this in that channel. So can you see I'm in the channel and I'm moving up and down. I'm going to bring this down to the bottom of the board, swizzle this round so that that is flush with the bottom here, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting my edge flush, and then I'm scoring down the edge, right? I'm going to take that, swizzle it round. I'm now taking this edge that this is flush against the bottom, and now I'm scoring down that bit, right? These are the angles we need to work with, right? So I'm going to do the same again, tool on there, move it along till I find I'm in the channel. Once I'm in the channel, come right down to the edge, make sure that is flush, and then score down, right? In the channel, swizzle around, make sure that's flush, then we're going to score down, right? Okay. And then we're going to come and do the same here, on the corner, go till you're in the channel, move down, flush edge, very important to be flush, that's how it's all going to work. Score down, stay in that main channel, swizzle it round, make sure this is flush along the bottom here, and then straight up there. Now I don't demonstrate this very much on it because it's really complicated, right? However, once you've watched it a couple of times, it'll make sense, right? So watch what I want you to do. I want you to cut up this, right? We're going to cut that lovely little wedge out, tiny little wedge, because we're leaving plenty of space for a glue and flap, right? This one here, and you need to go to the halfway point, right? Just acute angles, and it does show you that when you're on here, right? Then on this one, we're going to come up, and we're going to cut that tiny little wedge out there, and then here we're going to go up, cut the wedge out, cut the wedge out, right? So I will assemble that now with all of my 90-degree angles, and you'll see they're going to be 90 degrees in one direction, and they're going to be well, they're going to be perfect 90 degrees in both, and then one's going to be an acute, one's going to be an obtuse.
If you've noticed how quiet I've gone, I am as open-mouthed as you guys probably are at home currently. Rosalind saying this is a good masterclass today. Laurel, I love watching Sara not only make fantastic items, but how she shares so many great tips. And Drinkle says, Sara, this is pretty awesome. I am loving it. Would you say then this is kind of next level crafting? Do you need to?
This is definitely advanced box making, right? So, and I know for a lot of you, you might want to do the basics, right?
Yeah.
This is a masterclass. I wanted to make sure that we covered some more basic stuff.
We've done that, yeah.
And some more advanced, right?
Yeah.
This is probably the most advanced, well it is, there's no probably about, this is the most advanced thing I'll show you today,
Yeah.
right? But I want you to see just how possible it is to do that, right? So we're going to fold that over. There's that 90-degree one. So this is what I'm talking about. This bit needs to be at 90 degrees to that,
Yeah.
right? This is at 90 degrees, that's an obtuse angle, but this coming along here and drop down needs to be 90. Same here, this is an acute angle at the top, however, to come along and down is 90 degrees. And this is how the whole structure works when we're doing our 90-degree angles.
This is exceptional,
Right.
isn't it?
So there is your base,
at
which
that.
you will find will be exactly the right size
Yes.
for the card that we made. And now I'm going to do exactly the same, work it through, but we're going to do the box lid.
Right.
Make sure the T's on the top for the top, right? And I'm going on box lid. So I'm doing exactly the same again. I'm going to start line 2,
Yep.
come right across the bottom, right?
Uh-huh.
Now as I'm going up this one,
Yep.
I'm going to stop somewhere near that edge, right?
Okay.
I'm going to come along here. Oh, I stopped it pretty much spot on exactly the right place, but you've got to remember I've done a few of these boxes before, right?
And when you, just a question from Lily whilst we're watching you score, she says, when I do scoring, my tool veers out of the groove. Am I not pressing hard enough or too hard?
Do you know what it is? It's just practice.
Okay.
Just the more you do it, the better you will get at it, right? And you've got to remember, I'm just used to feeling for that tool.
Yeah.
So I just want you to just practice at it and you'll get
Yeah.
better and better as you go. This is that swizzly round bit,
Okay.
right? So you're going to put your tool, you're going to find that there, bring it down to the bottom, and you twist this around for that to be flush against the edge. Once it's flush, that's when we can come down to there, swizzle it round, make sure that's flush at that end, and then we can come up there like that. Yep, I'm going to do the same on all 3 of those different shape, size, angles.
I haven't seen the magic ruler before, says Stephanie. I like it. That makes me happy as well because I see, you know, names like Stephanie, I know you watch each and every day, so it's great that the fact, you know, you're seeing something new that you've not seen before that you can now go home and try as well. Connie saying, I made a beautiful dome card with a box. She was more impressed that I knew how to make a box than she was with the card. That's hopefully what you're going to take away from today. Whether you go away and you think, well, you know what, I'm going to make one of the more sort of simplistic boxes that we saw at the start of the show, or if you're at that point now and you're following this and going, yeah, I'm going to give this a go, whichever way. Hopefully, you'll be going away making some boxes this evening. Certainly, making some boxes for Christmas gifts, whatever the shape and size this year, because this is just brilliant with the magic ruler.
It just shows that you know, there is a technique for everything. And sometimes you see the more advanced craft stuff and think, I wonder how they do that. That's what we like to do here on Crafters TV. We've got the time to be able to go into detail with some of the more advanced techniques.
Yeah.
But it is, you know, I understand and appreciate that in the world of box making, this is ridiculously advanced. And for a lot of people, they'd go, oh, do you know what, she's lost me and I don't want to know. I'm just going to stick with regular boxes. But if not, and you want to challenge yourself, this is a brilliant way to try and challenge yourself.
And the point again here is you guys will realise, I'll keep saying, save this show, because wherever you are within your journey, there'll come a point where you want to try this, so make sure you get it saved on YouTube, save it on a playlist so you can come back and give this a go further down the line. And that's the important thing to say, isn't it? It's not like, you know, you pitched up at a class today and you'll see it once and then you'll never see it again. No chance would you remember how to do it. It's live now, but it's going to stay there, of course, on YouTube for you forever. So just go in, save it to your playlist, and then you can come back to this at a time to suit you. And then hopefully, you know, we'll start seeing loads of magic ruler technique boxes flooding Facebook. And you guys have given this a go. But that is brilliant. Look at that.
There's only one shape of box that you can't do with the magic ruler technique, right? You can't do curves.
Right.
Right?
Yes,
so
that makes sense.
So to do a curved box, so whether it's an oval box or a heart-shaped box, it's a completely different box making technique. Anything with straight edges, the ultimate or the box maker, that is absolutely the way to go ahead and do it. And to do all of your straight edges, magic ruler technique will work you a trick. I mean, look at this. still just absolutely perfect.
That's amazing.
And perfect to fit that card. And I just think if you're wanting to do unique shapes where you then can do a card, whether it's a card, whether it's anything else, that's the reason why when I was picking up options, I noticed that one of the demonstrators had left this ink pad here. I didn't pick up one of our ink pads because you can't make a curved edge box, right? But you can do straight edges, or like I did with that box that you've got, where it's got a rounded edge, I just flattened the edges off. So as long as you do straight edges, hexagonal, you know, if you've got something with a circle, do a hexagonal shaped box for it.
Yeah.
Spot on, right? But you do need that. So I'm going to bring this over, Ben. There is the next box.
I think whatever we do today, we absolutely need to get a vote going because, I mean, I would put that one through as a demo of the day already. Do you know what I mean? Just for the fact of the science behind that and watching and sitting and how that was popped together. Yeah, the education, that wins demo of the day for me, hands down. But let's do a vote at the end of the show and you can vote for your absolute favourite. The Ultimate Pro is the way to go if you want to be able to do that magic ruler technique. Everything that you need in there, again, to do your box making, your card making, your embellishing, your scoring, your ribbon making, all in there. It's like a portable craft room. You'll get today as well, included with that, your free Centura Pearl A3 cardstock. We're going to give you a free boxer board included in there too, and you're also going to get one of our tape pens as well. Basically, you're paying $31.99 or $55.96 if you're platinum, which is the price you should be paying, and you'll get all of these other goodies free on top. And remember, it's triple points today as well. That is our 12 days of Christmas gift to you. So make sure you are using that today, stocking up on all those sort of craft room essentials, because it won't be, well, it could be triple points tomorrow, actually. It could be, depends where the wheel lands, but it's definitely triple points today. The My Special Papers box, that is going to disappear. We have less than, did we say, is there 30 left now or less than that? I think there might even be like 27 we've got left of the My Special Papers. Last call if you want to jump in and grab these, just the most beautiful papers, 240 single-sided sheets, and of course, you've got in here some of your favourite collections. I won't show you the whole box because I know we want to get onto some final demos in the last half hour. This show has flown over, but you've got exclusive papers in here, things like these beautiful poppies, and then loads of the papers from designs that you absolutely loved, like your vintage butterflies, like your hummingbirds, like the beautiful sunflower collection, the delightful daisies in here too. It is just jam-packed full of gorgeous papers. Last chance to jump in and grab them, as I said, because we've only got 27 of those remaining, and you'll get triple points on these today as well. So if you're platinum, you're talking what, just shy of 150 points just for jumping in and grabbing that box. £47.99 or $55.99 if you're a platinum member. And also proved really popular today also is the Neon Dreams collection. This is the one where, I mean, the A side is gorgeous, but the majority of people, you can tell we've used this one, cool, blimey. The majority of people love the B side on this one. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's like that oil on water sort of effect that you've got, that marbled effect, which is beautiful. And of course, the A side, very much our very own Debbie Robinson, who we hope is feeling better after yesterday. I know she went home ill yesterday, didn't she? But I think she's on the mend. But it's a gorgeous, gorgeous card pad. Once again, you'll get it in 12 by 12. You will get a complete card pad as well, not falling apart and hacked into. 300 GSM, 24 sheets in the 12 by 24 double-sided sheets in the 12 by 12. Same again in the 6 by 6 also. £20 for the two today, or $28 if you're platinum. But remember, that equates to what, 60 points if you're shopping today, because we are giving you triple points. 82 points if you are in the US and you're a platinum member. Right, we've got 25 minutes left, so let's give you opportunities to get your carts and your baskets checked out. Any other questions you want to throw in, you can do. But when we come back, definitely going to be looking at envelopes and envelope boxes.
Envelopes and envelope boxes, yep.
And potentially one final look maybe at making another box.
Like different styles of boxes?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want some different styles of boxes, and we want to do some basic envelope making on there as well.
Yes.
I can plan for all of that after the break.
Okay, any last chance requests, get them in, we'll see what we can do. But get to checkouts, we'll come back in about 3 or 4 minutes' time.
get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people, and we know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right?
Yeah.
Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What does she do?
Exactly
what
how
does she do?
he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Do you know, these shows just warm my heart because, you know what, we're all about the education here and the interactivity, aren't we? Carolyn Zano says, wow. Laurel says, I'm a visual learner and these demos are so helpful. And Shaddai says, all I can say is this masterclass is epic, 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 and blinking epic. Thank you, Sara. The best. Calm you today, it says here. Sara, you're appreciated, says Trinkles. Phil Watson's on about making his magic ruler from construction weight acetate or making a laminated version.
What a good idea.
Why not? Why
what
not?
a really good idea.
Paul Prince says, I can make a pop-up card, however. I was blown away with Sara's box. Rhonda says, lol, if my teacher had used this when I was learning geometry, I might have done better in school. And Trisha Love says, I'm so happy to see real-life demonstrations from the ultimate pamphlet, and that is what it is all about. Save this show, whatever you do. Is going to be one that you'll come back to time and time and time again. All right, so we've got about 23 minutes left on the show. Envelopes and envelope boxes to come, but before that, boxes.
So I also saw there was a question on there about making a box for votives.
Oh, votives as well, yes.
So votives, I mean, that's a fancy word for little mini candles, isn't it? Right? So our Liam's been and found me some mini candles.
Okay.
So let's use our magic ruler technique to make a box for the votives to start with.
Okay.
Yeah? So let's start with that. Now, I was just measuring up. So remember, you always do them on box lid, first of all. I reckon I can go with a magic ruler box line 1. Yeah? You see that there? I reckon I can go box line 1. So let's make a line 1 magic ruler, right? So if I come in here, I'm going to score along line 1. Oh, I should be doing it along my box base, shouldn't I? Don't stick to my own rules. Right, so line 1.
Yeah.
Let me just get this. This is going to be a line 1 magic ruler. And I'm going to bring in that trimmer and I'm going to trim off against line 1, right?
Okay.
Line 1 magic ruler. Now, I'm reluctant to do this on my fancy cardstock, but I'm going to because I want you all to see it, right? So, here we go. Let's go with a line. So let's stick the votives down. No, they're not going to stick.
I only found out recently what votives were. Craig always used to go on about, oh, I bought some votives. I was like, I've no idea what they are. Tea lights.
Tea lights, right. So let's have a little look at this. So I'm now do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to line these up against that edge.
Okay.
And just line them up there, right? So that my votives are going to fit in here. Yep. So happy that the magic ruler's for side 1, right? Going to bring this around, line up against side 2, and use that pen straight up. Oh, yep, there's the side 2. There is, don't excuse the top line of my hair, line 3, and I'm going to go at this side with line 4, right? That is the right size to make the box for this now.
Okay.
I'm not going to cut 2 pieces of card the same because we're going to do a different shape box, Ben. I'm going to show you how to do a slider box, right? So I only need to make the inside of the box. You only need to make the box base, right? So once we do this, let me just get all of that there off, right? Now, this is the only time you don't do the box base on box base, you do it on box lid.
Right.
So
yes,
if you're doing a slider box,
yep.
the inner box you make as a box lid. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come on with my scoring tool and I'm going to go on all 4 sides at line 1, right? So I'm going to go 1, 2, oh, I'm going to have to trim that off, that's playing with me OCD, that little bit of black there.
Ever the perfectionist.
There we go. Flies eyelash off, nobody's going to miss it.
Yeah.
1, 1, 1, and 1, right? So there is our box, and if I just fold these over, give them a nice bit of a crease, right, on all 4 sides, and this will be a nice comfortable size for the votives.
Yes.
You'll see what I mean here? Oh, do you know, you can tell I'm going like the clappers now because I'm like,
no, you've got so much to fit in the last.
So much to show in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It also shows how you can go with the. I want you to see how you can do some smaller boxes. This is a brilliant box, by the way. Those of you who make homemade jewellery or homemade soaps, anything like that. If you do jewellery or soaps, this is a lovely box to do as well.
Thank you, Lynn, for the suggestion. It was Lynn who wanted the votive box.
It was Lynn that wanted the votive box. Lynn, we're on it, right?
Yeah.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to fold these over. Just because it's a tiny box doesn't mean you're going to compromise on the engineering in any way, shape or form, right? I'm still making sure that line is lining up perfectly. Just because we're doing it in miniature, you're not going to compromise anywhere, right? So there is the perfect size to comfortably fit those votives, right?
Yeah.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a slider box to slide around it, right? So let's find a nice fancy sheet of matching cards. Let's have a little look. Should we go in a different colour?
Yeah, why not?
Green's nice. Oh, the lemon's nice. Oh, this is why you shouldn't let me choose because
go with the.
Let's just go with it before we start thinking about it too much, right? Otherwise I'll go through the whole thing and we won't have bought anything, right? Now, first thing we do, measure this, right? Because we need our box to be the height of this. So let me just get my guillotine in, right? If this is going right up at the edge, I'm measuring along to here. This is measuring at 6.5 inches, right? That's measuring exactly. So I want you to cut this to 6.5 inches. Right, and that is going to be the exact right height for our box. Okay?
Yeah.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the box wrap around, and I'm actually going to go one step further. I'm going to do a box and a card in one go here, right? So we're going to go step by step. You're going to save this and come back to it, guys, because this is about as advanced as the magic ruler technique, but it's an absolute corker of a demo, right? Now, We are working on the box base. 2 things I want you to remember. Number 1, every one of these score lines you are going to do from the box base, right? Number 2, remember that each one of those box bases is how many inches plus a little bit, right? It's that plus a little bit that we're absolutely going to use here, because you want the plus a little bit every time. So it's half an inch plus a little bit. It's 3.5 inches plus a little bit. What it is not, is from the ½ inch to the 3.5, it's exactly 3. It's not 3 plus it. You don't get the little bit every time, you only get the extra little bit once. That makes sense, right? And let's have a look how wide my box is. My box is exactly 2 inches wide, right? So what we're going to do, as we're wrapping around, you're going to have to kind of keep cutting, I think, between me and it. We're first of all going to do a glue and flap.
Okay.
½ an inch is perfectly adequate for a gluing flap.
Yeah.
So I want you to score it ½ an inch, fold over, give a nice crease, fold it back on itself, right? Bob against the edge, right? There's our gluing flap. Next thing we're doing is going up the side of the box. This was line 1, yeah? So we're going to go line 1. So we're going to go line 1, right? Fold it over, right? Burnish the crease, fold it back on itself, right? And then butt back up against the edge. So we've gone up the side of it, so we've done our glue and flap, then we've gone up, right? Did you remember when I measured this, I said it was line 4, didn't I?
Yeah.
So we're going to come across, line 4. So I'm going to come across, and if you're not sure, pop your votive box on there. Oh yes, I can see line 4, lovely.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go line 4, up there like that, fold, burnish, crease. Could you guess, Ben, where I'm going next, or are you thinking, please don't ask me that, Sarah, just keep going.
Do you know what? I'm just thinking to myself, I'm reading questions that are coming through, and I'm thinking, I wish you'd asked these questions earlier on, because we're getting people asking for more demos now we're not going to have time for. I am listening though.
Okay, so we've done glue and flap.
Yeah.
Up and in, up the line 1.
Yeah.
Across at those 2 inches. Now we need to go back down. So we're back down another line 1. Yep. So we'll go on to here. You're going to score that line 1, right? We're going to fold, burnish, do that burnishing, fold it back on itself, right? Back around. Now look at this here, right? This is going to be exactly the right size for our votives to be in a little slider box, right? Now, top tip here. What I want you to do is I want you to use your tape, and we're going to glue this around the votives, right? So you're going to come with your tape, and we're going to go tape right down the edge of here. Oh my word, I've stuck it on the wrong bit.
Well,
we'll make it inside out.
Yeah, right? Fine. You didn't want that way anyway.
Right, so yeah, I was totally not paying attention there, guys. Right, watch this, right? I'm going to pop this into here, right? The other option you've got, by the way, is should we do it? Stick a bit of thing over here and cut another piece on.
I'll just go inside out.
Oh, I'd like that side though, Ben. Right, so I'm going to pop that under there like that, right? And I'm just going to...
Is that going this? Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah. And I'm going to just trim this to here, right?
Okay.
So if you ever do that, just remember, Sarah's human as well. We all make mistakes.
To be fair, you've got an hour 45 in, and that's the first mistake you've made after doing magic ruler techniques and all sorts.
I suppose technically it's not a mistake if I wasn't going to... But right, what's
exactly
this, right? So now we're going to glue it with that bit on the top, right? So it's this bit here that needs the glue on.
Yeah.
So plenty of the glue, right? All the way down. Now, this is what I want you to do. I want you to assemble the box around your candles, so that you know it's exactly the right size. So watch this, I'm rolling that around there.
Yeah.
I'm going to fold that over, glue that down, right? Now, once it's glued down, we know that that's working beautifully. We're going to check it slides both ways. Yep, that's a lovely slider box. Take that out and watch this. Now you can give it a good stick down, right? So that is there. Now, you might be wondering, why have I left this big long bit? Oh, you go in the edge here. Put you in this side, right? Why have I left this big long bit of card?
Isn't that
Watch what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to measure it. It is, I mean, it was just good luck, not good management. 6 inches, so half of that would be 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to score in here. I'm going to take that straight down at 3, fold that over, and now what you've got is you've got a really fancy card on the side of your box. So your card's opening, there's your box. So now if you do, say this was like a nice necklace you'd made someone for Christmas, or maybe you have just bought them some cheap tea light candles from IKEA. There's about 12 pence worth of candles there.
Yes.
But it looks like a fancy gift because we've got our lovely candles in the slider box, and then you've got your card that you can write in, a little bit of decoration on the side, and you know what you're going to do with this? We're going to make an umbrella box to put it in. And I will come on to that next.
I tell you what we'll do. That you guys have left so many questions late, so we'll try and get through a few in the last sort of 10 minutes or so if we can. Shall we get the vote going though for the demo of the show? Are we gonna put this one in? Yeah, I knew you'd come over and do that. So,
right.
Thank you. Yes. Okay.
I also think.
I'm bundling that together.
What?
You want that as a separate?
Yeah, I suppose it's some more chance of winning then, don't I?
Yeah. Bundle that. Yeah, that's your 4. Yeah. All right.
I mean, that's really good.
I mean, that's really good, but for the technique, you're going to do...
Let me... Everybody... Right. I'm off.
Thank you. So, you can vote for number 1, which is the 2 boxes that we made at the top of the show. I say we, the royal we. 2 boxes at the top of the show. So that is 1. Number 2 is the beautiful box with the acetate, with the homemade fudge inside. Feel free not to vote for that one. If you don't, I'll be taking that one home with me.
Come on, it's not like I didn't make you plenty of fudge.
Yeah, but I'm worried if I put that tin outside, everyone else is going to eat it. This is number 3, the magic ruler technique. The box is there. I've got a funny feeling that is going to be the one, but it's up to you. That is 3. And then number 4 is the beautiful little card box with the votives inside, your slider. So that is number 4. 1, 2, 3 or 4. You've got about 3 or 4 minutes to get your vote in on that one. Thank you for all the lovely comments coming through. There are loads of people asking if you'll come back and do another masterclass before the end of the 12 Days of Craftsmas, Sarah.
I can't promise with the schedule it'll be before the end of the 12 Days of Craftsmas, but do you know what? If you've enjoyed this much box making, we've like just scratched the surface.
Yeah.
We're going to do loads more. Keep all the requests coming in, and we'll definitely do another box making class. But also, I'm going to touch on envelopes now a little bit. We can do a little bit on card making. We could do a whole masterclass on just card making or just envelope making. I'm sure I've just been told we've got 9 minutes left in the show. I wanted to bring me that card back over, and I'm going to do the envelope. What I'm going to do first of all is a basic envelope technique, right? So for those of you, let's do a standard envelope. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
So if I'm going to use my ultimate and do a standard envelope, what would you like me to do? Would you like me to do a one for an A5 card, which is your A4 folded in half, or your A6, which is your A5 folded into quarters? Let's do A6 and bring me that card that's inside the funny shaped box, the one that's like a house. Right. So, in the instruction booklet, if you're doing regular size envelopes, right, I did say this would fit. This is just an A6 size card. So if we come to all of the sizes in the instruction booklet, right, you can see there, here's all my standard sizes. So this is a C6 envelope, which tells me it's an A4 folded into quarters.
Yeah.
I need 21 centimetres. Those of you that are watching in the US, your standard size would be an A2. That's your equivalent of our A6. You would use your imperial version and you would follow and you get all your measurements in inches. I'm doing the metric one for those in Europe, so that's why we're going to work in centimetres, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all cut my piece of card. Let's just do a nice sheet of this paper. And I'm going to cut it to 21 centimetres square. Now, you've either got a trimmer on your ultimate, or I'm going to pop this into here and trim this to 21 exactly, all right? Now, once I'm at 21, it tells me in the instruction booklet, I'm using lines C and E. So what we're doing is we're going to the envelope making side of the tool, and we're going to come into lines C and E. So remember I said at the start, you're going to use that nice fine head embossing tool.
Yep.
We go into the corner, and you go right into the very, very corner. You do line C, turn it right around, opposite corner, line C again. And then on the other 2 opposite corners, it's line E. Now, that is the whole principle behind how making an envelope works. You're going to do the exact... You're always going to have a square of paper. You're going to use the same lines on opposite corners, and those lines will always cross. We've done all that engineering. We've worked all that out for you. So you're going to have all of the sizes ready to go. You're going to follow that square of card, a little bit of tape down the bottom, and you can watch there, it takes about 15-20 seconds to make an envelope, and I just think that looks so much more professional.
Absolutely.
Than a shop bought envelope, and that will be exactly the right size for that C6 card, right? Now, that is the basic envelope maker. It's built into here, right? What about that fancy card that we've just made? That's a really unique shape. Should we measure it up here? Now, if I was going to measure this, it is 5.5 inches by 6.5 inches.
Okay.
Really different shape, and it's 1/2 inch deep. So let's give it a bit of lag, assume we're going to decorate it, so let's go 3/4 of an inch.
Yep.
So now I'm going to jump into my advanced envelope maker. Look how many more lines we've got. And this is the one where you do the gusseted envelopes,
Yep.
and these are the different sizes of the gussets. So what I'm going to do, I'll go and work in inches now for all the US people, because you've just seen me do a one in centimetres. So we can do flat envelopes, we can do 1/2 inch deep ones, 3/4 or an inch. I'm going to go with the 3/4 one. Yep. So we're on this grid here. A lot more envelope sizes than there was in that last instruction book, right? Now, what did I say we needed? 6.5 by 5.5. So what we do is we come along to the 6.5 line. We're talking all of these sizes here, right? We come down to the 5.5 and we follow all of these sizes along here, right? Now, if I just do this so that it's a little bit easier for you to see.
And the
There's all
colours on the grid
5.5.
again is the size of the cardstock you're going to be using, right?
This is the size of the cardstock
Yeah.
you're going to cut it to. So if I just block out everything else so that you can see it for the camera, a 5.5 by 6.5 inch, we need 10-inch square cardstock, lines G and I, right? So first thing I'm going to do, and because we're making an envelope box, right, the keys and the title, I'm going to find myself a lovely... Oh, let's go with the purple one. That's fancy, isn't it? This is in your showstopper, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
10 inches square. So I'm going to trim this down now to 10 inches. And I'm very conscious that we're about 5 minutes from the end of the show, and I'm desperate to finish this one off for you, right? So 10 inches. Now, remember what we said, 10 inches lines G and I. Now, if it was a flat envelope, you only have G and I once. But because we're doing a 3/4 inch depth, we're going to use positions 1 and 3, it tells us up here. That relates to 1 and 3 here. Now, I know this is a lot to take in. Bear in mind, you can save this show and you can come back and watch it 100 times over if you want till you've got the hang of it, right? Yeah. So, just like before, into position 1, right? That first line was G. So I come along till I get to G and I score G. Now, if we were doing a flat envelope, you'd leave it at that. Because we want the one with the gusset, I'm going to move up the steps till we get to step number 3, right? And I'm going to do G again. So, opposite corner, remember, just like we did before.
Yep.
Into the edge, we're going to go line G. We're going to step it up into the number 3 gusset, which is our 3/4 of an inch one, line G again. And then the other line was I. And again, like we did when we had the flat one, the I line will cross the G line. That's how the whole thing works. You always have the same lines on opposite corners, and your lines will cross in the corner, and that's how it works. So this one here is the kind of step-up envelope maker. So once you've learned the basic envelope, then we're going to do exactly the same. Now, I'm really conscious, Ben, if you want, I can do all my folding and cutting while you do your winner announcement or whatever.
Well, we're still waiting for the vote for the winner. It's very exciting. Very exciting.
Is it close?
It is very, very close. I think it's going to go right down to the wire. If you want to get the envelope box created, don't forget details on your screen. $11.99. $11.96 is your platinum price. Triple points, though, don't forget, on everything as part of our 12 days of Craftsmas. So make sure you're shopping wherever you are. Midnight tonight, that ends before we spin the wheel again tomorrow. And pretty much the majority of the cardstock that you've seen over the course of this show does make up our show stock, which is here. Certainly the cardstock which Sara is using right now is included within that. We'll just pop up the details on the screen for you now so you can see all of the goodies that you're going to be getting as far as that is concerned. $79.20, $96. It basically works out that you're getting all of the Ultimate Pro pads, these 3, plus the 2 along the bottom. You're paying for those, and all of the others you're going to be getting for free, including your Kingfisher 12x12, the luxury cardstock from the Wild at Heart, and all of the cardstock across the top you're getting for free within the bundle. £79.20 if you're platinum, $96 if you're in the US and you're a platinum member, and of course triple points across all of that today as well. I've got the result of the vote, Sara, but we'll
well, I was
wait
just
till
going to
it's
say, I mean, I
finished.
don't know if this influences it, but as it can't, watch this. This is the exact right size envelope to absolute utter perfection for that unique size card. So that's why you need the gusset on it, because we've done the card with the gift. You imagine if you made jewellery, handmade jewellery for a living, and we're making little boxes like this to put it in,
Yeah, exactly.
and then the card, and then the envelope. So they're matching box, card and envelope all in one. And this works out, I think, to make all of that, you're talking about 60p in terms of the cost of your card stock. You're going to tell me it hasn't won now, aren't you?
The winner by 1 vote.
No way.
And I'm dead pleased because I'm keeping the fudge. Number 4.
I can't remember what number 4 was.
Number 4.
This one here. Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Yes. I was wondering. I tell you what, you better put this pride of place on the shelf, because I have not won any stars at all this year. I am still starless, and I want to see who's in the rest of this week who might be able to challenge me.
Just bear in mind, that's only demo of the show. You've got demo of the day later on, so you've not necessarily won.
Who made you fudge this morning?
Very good point, well made.
Just want to point that out.
I'll be plumping for you later on tonight. Massive thank you to Sara. What a show, what a masterclass. More masterclasses coming right throughout the week. I'll be back with you in an hour's time. Jan is back for Monday Makers. So many great inspirational demos on the way. But thank you to Sara, thank you to you. Use those triple points. We'll be back in an hour. Until then, bye for now.